Hey y'all, NK here and welcome back to the Cookery. Season's greetings to you all. It is finally that holiday season, and with that comes a lot of sales for a variety of products. And since I'm all about cooking and baking, we're going to be doing a product review today for the Cuisinart CBK-200 bread maker. Now I already like posted a video of this with a pizza dough that apparently a lot of you guys like, so we're only going to focus today on the bread maker with only everything happening inside. On the last video with pizza dough, I had to obviously take it out and then do my own thing, but everything this time happens inside. We're just gonna make the plain and simple basic white bread machine bread, the probably easiest recipe you can find for bread, and it's all happening inside here. So let's see actually if this works, and I'm gonna give you guys a little details on how everything actually goes on. Okay, so for the first step, I'm obviously just going to open this to start putting in my ingredients. Now, there is really no certain latch on it. It's basically just like a little hook. You don't really need it anyway. I know from afar this looks probably really sturdy and like really heavy and everything and very thick in size, but actually it's really all lightweight. It's so easy to handle from my point of view at least, because there's really nothing to worry about. And this can just like lay back here, not even a problem. So there's actually a little like kind of, I want to call it like a bucket in here, but it's really like a little cooking pan or like kneading pan where all the ingredients go inside and where the bread or dough really mainly stays in. So that's here, and you can take it out later, or I'll probably show you guys. So there's also buttons here, which is where you customize like how you like the crust or how long it needs to cook and all of that stuff. So what the bread machine also comes with is a little cup here, like a mini measuring cup that goes all the way up for cups to like 1/2 cup, but it is really simple and easy to use. I use this actually a lot, especially when you don't really want to use a huge measuring cup like this one. And it also comes with a little kind of double-sided 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon measurement. So that's also really helpful. And lastly, it also comes with the instruction kit, but also a variety of recipes. There are so many recipes in here, and honestly, some of them blow my mind away. Like there is one of them called like the cranberry pistachio. I would never think of that in my regular day life. But for now, we are just gonna use the basic white bread machine bread, which is probably the simplest thing you can bake in here. Everything happens inside and it's super easy. For the ingredients now, there's a really short list of ingredients. I'd
say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 ingredients, and we have to go in order from top to bottom. So let's start off with our water, 3/4 cups here. I'm just going to gently place it in from top to bottom. Just follow the order exactly. So now I'm going to take my butter for 1.5 tablespoons. Just going to lightly plop that in. Sure, okay. Now I'm going to take here my 1/2 teaspoons of sugar and then my 3/4 teaspoons of salt. I'm just going to place that in there, like so. Wait, now I have my bread flour here. Obviously, kind of intimidating because this obviously is probably the same width and like area length as the little bread pan in here. So we're going to use a spoon to scoop it out. Wait, now I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of non-fat dry milk here. Definitely not one of the like most common ingredients I've ever used. I believe I've only used it when making this. So fun fact of the day. And now for our yeast, we have only 1 teaspoon, and that is all the ingredients we need. So now I'm going to close this and I'll show you guys how the whole button system works. Okay, so now we are in basically the button area. Obviously things went by so fast that now we are just going to start pressing what we need to get it to mix, knead, rise, and also bake for this one. So I am going to press menu. It's already plugged in, which is why this light is turned on. And so we're going to press menu, and we are only looking for white bread. So there is a list of kind of styles or mixing ways, I call it, of what they are looking for. So since ours is just the white bread cycle, it is just simply going to be menu, and then obviously it's 1, so we have to go all the way back to number 1. There are 16, I believe, yeah, 16. So we are 1. Okay, good. And now we are going to do crust. This is basically different selections here we're gonna do crust, and we want medium. There's a little arrow, light, medium, and dark, but we want medium. So we're gonna go there. And obviously this is the time here. So it basically just shows 3 hours and 15 minutes is what it would be like right now. However, we still have the loaf, and then we want 1 pound. So the arrow's already there, so it would be 3 hours and 5 minutes. Yes, that is a very long time, but it also gives you time to do ahead of time. So you don't have to do the kneading, which may or may not take close to an hour, depending, like if you're like me, I really want it a certain texture. So yeah, that's that. And now I'm just going to press start, correct? Yes, and then I'll see you guys in 1 hour or 3 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, so after waiting a whole 3 hours and 5 minutes, I'm now going to open this, and then that is our little bread inside there. It definitely got that medium crust that I was kind of expecting. Definitely a good size for sure if it's only like a pound, and I think it's actually really decent. So now I'm actually going to take it out and I'll show you guys how it looks. So after I took it out, obviously this is the actual size. Obviously I think a really good size for maybe 2 to 3 people, and obviously it did get a little burnt here on the edges, somewhat almost all the way around except for the front. And also the kneading paddle that I was talking about earlier, I was able to actually, you could remove that if you wish to, but I just chose not to, and because of that I had to take it out like now. So as a result there was a little hole there, but it's okay because either way it's on the bottom and you're not really able to see that, and you probably won't notice, especially if you're going to slice it. So now I actually am going to slice it and show you guys how it looks from the inside and how it tastes. So this is what the bread looks like once it's sliced. Obviously it looks very, very soft, especially in the center, and there is a nice little crust here that's a little crispy, so that is also really good. And it was definitely pretty easy to cut, nothing super hard or difficult, and yeah, very soft, looking nice, very honestly like what you would buy in the grocery store, and it's just homemade. And that is basically our whole bread. So now I'm going to take a slice here. We cut it pretty thick, but that's definitely how I like it. The softness is definitely there. It's a really thick and really soft piece of bread, especially like homemade. This is, well, you could say homemade, and it's really good. So actually I'm going to take a bite right now. And it has that really soft and nice texture in the middle, and the crust is definitely there. Kind of a hard crunch with it. I'm really loving the center though, mostly because it's really soft, and I can just imagine it with like butter or jam, and it would actually taste really good. So this definitely does work for an easy, simple, classic white bread, especially if everything goes on in here. There are a bunch of other recipes where you can actually take it out and then do stuff with it, whether you want to put stuff in or out or whatever, and then it's just all up to you and how you like it. Okay, so lastly, just in case any of you guys are curious, for the cleaning part of it, it's actually really simple. Nothing like around it, the actual exterior needs to be cleaned, maybe with a sponge if it's like dusty or anything, but for the inside, here is the actual bread pan. Obviously there are some crumbs or some things it didn't get while it was mixing the dough. That is the kneading paddle, and yes, it can be just taken off. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes you can just easily slide it off like that. So I'm just gonna put that back down there. Okay, and then there's obviously the paddle here. It may take a lot like to pull this up from the thing. I obviously just have it resting here for now because I have to clean it, but that is just basically it. There's nothing too much. You may need to soak this in water and just make sure all the edges are clean. And that is basically it for the whole product review and the outcome. It definitely was quick, well, not really quick, but I mean it was definitely efficient if you have other stuff to do, and if you don't want to spend your time kneading dough and just waiting basically for it. You can always do other stuff during it, and there are multiple other, like a huge variety of other stuff you can make with this one bread maker. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment down below, are you a fan of bread? Are you looking for something like this? Like, what are you into? Please feel free to leave suggestions, any questions down below. Please like and subscribe so you get weekly notifications every time I update. Till then, I will see you guys next time.